Good afternoon and welcome to the first IHF Beach Handball Week. My name is Courtney Gahan. I'm a member of the IHF Media Group and I am the moderator for these sessions this week. To begin with, I will outline the translation options we have available. We have French, Spanish and Arabic translation available. These are only available if you are joining us on Zoom. You can find them by clicking the globe icon at the bottom of your screen marked Interpretation and selecting the label for your language. Please note that if you're an Arabic user, you need to select the label Chinese to have the translation. As this is the very first lecture in the first IHF Beach Handball Week, we will begin with a welcome message from IHF President, Dr. Hassan Mustafa.
Hello, everybody. I'm very happy to be with you today to celebrate together that Handball Beach Week. And then, as you know very well, that we are working very hard from IHF and to develop and to promote beach handball worldwide, because we need also that we are working together in these directions in all 6 continents. At the meantime, I want to give my gratitude from IHF for the working group headed by Mr. Masi. He is the chairman of the working group. At the meantime, also that we are very happy to always to continue to work together in the same directions, especially for the technical things, for the trainers and the referees. I know that we concentrate today for the only trainers, and I hope that also the next will be for the referee, because both of element, it means trainers and referee, it's very important for us to promote our sports. And also for your information, the beach handball is our baby. And we, all of us, we have to take care of our baby to growing and then also to work together in these directions. I hope very good luck for all of you. And we as an International Handball Federation, we are working hand in hand to push our sports, our baby, the beach handball forward. At the meantime, also that I hope that we can success with the IOC and also with Paris 2024 to put our beach handball in the Olympic program. We try several times. I hope that the president of IOC, Mr. Dr. Thomas Bach, that we're going to have a meeting with him to discuss with him also in this very important subject for IHF to put handball in the Olympic program starting from 2024. Because you know very well, we all of us, we are very happy, even IOC and the IHF and all the people around the beach handball in the beach handball, and also at the meantime, also we are very happy what happened in the Youth Olympic in Argentina. It was very success for media, for everyone, that even the president of IOC, that Dr. Thomas Bach, he was about 2 hours attending the finals, women's and men's. I hope it will be in the same level and the same direction. And we as International Handball Federation, he want anything from IHF for the beach handball in the future. Very good luck, very good day, very good course. And I hope that will be all continue in the same directions in the future. Thank you so much. Good day. Bye.
Thank you, President. So this first IHF Beach Handball Week is the 3rd course forming part of the Virtual Academy recently introduced by the IHF to facilitate global online learning and eventually licensing opportunities. All of this falls under the umbrella of the IHF Education Center, available at ihfeducation.ihf.info. This Beach Handball Week comprises a total of 7 lectures covering different topics related to coaching, refereeing, and organization of beach handball events. All of the lectures are going to be available on the Education Center for you to watch on demand as well. But we hope you enjoy this live edition today, and you can also participate in the question and answer section by passing your questions along to us during the lectures. This first lecture today is from two current men's national team coaches and former national team representatives themselves, Pedro Bago and Mladen Paradzik, from Spain and Croatia, respectively. As I mentioned, please feel free to ask questions as we proceed. And with that, we are ready to begin, gentlemen.
Hello, everybody. I'm Pedro Bago from Spain, and I would like to show my presentation. And if everybody is ready, then I'm going to start, okay? I'm going to share everybody can hear me? Everything is okay?
Yes.
Then first of all, I would like to send to the IHF for this great opportunity for me and for all the beach handball lovers. This opportunity that is giving to me and is giving to the worldwide to show our fantastic sport. Okay, I'm going to share my screen now, and I'm going to start. Okay, I'm going to talk about defense strategies in beach handball, current trends. Contents that I'm going to talk. First of all, I want to talk about what is the meaning of defense in beach handball. Second point, triple goal of the defense in beach handball. Later, I'm going to talk about defense strategic in beach handball, current trends. First point, triple versus double change of especially defense players, arguments for and against. And later, active versus reactive defense, techniques and tactics. And finally, after my colleague Mladen talk, we will have time for questions. What is the meaning of defense? When we talk about defense, we are talking about any situation during the game in which the opponent is in possession of the ball, or what is the same, any situation during the game in which my team is not in possession of the ball. This is very important. In dynamic situation, like in this picture, or a static situation. What happens? When we start to work with young players, mental attitude is very important. Players, actually the whole team, due to changes in attack and defense, have to change their attitude just as they lose possession of the ball. We can see in this video this mental attitude, this defender attitude. I need to show. Get the ball, then the ball is in possession of the other team and start to defend. Just in this moment.
Encore. Lâche la balle.
This is a very good attitude. Can you see? A different situation. There's the goal, and then I'm talking about the attitude.
Allez Martial, allez.
Another one. This is a great job. Okay. This change of mental attitude, defense, attack, defense, lead us to triple goal of the defense in beach handball. First objective, regain possession of the ball as soon as possible. If it's not possible, then second objective, avoid or delay the opponent's progression towards our goal. And finally, the previous objective can do it, avoid the goal. That's why we have a goalkeeper. Defense strategies in beach handball, current trends. We can currently see 4 clear trends in defense. In relation to the number of the changes attack defense, we are talking about triple change and double change. And we are talking about changes of a specialist defender only, because teams all around the world change the specialist player for goalkeeper. This is obvious, it's normal. We can see in this video 2 teams doing triple and double change. It's from the semi-final in Qatar last year, in October last year. Spain dressing in wearing in white is doing triple change, and Sweden wearing in dark is doing double change.
Sorry,
we
Pedro,
can see. Now, can you see these 3 players attacking are going to change, and 3 players are ready to defend. Okay? And Sweden, this player stand on the court, and 2 players change. Sorry. Okay. At this moment, we are going to talk later about this. Okay. In relation to the other side, we are talking about intensity and ability to anticipate. And in relation with this, we can talk about reactive defense and active defense, anticipation principle. For example, in this video, Spain wearing in yellow against Paraguay wearing in blue are doing active and reactive defense. Spain, active defense, and Paraguay, reactive defense. We can see. This is an active defense. The other side, we will see a reactive defense in this one. One more time.
excuse me, Pedro.
This is an anticipation situation. This is an active defense. And on the other side, later, this is reactive defense. Each defender with 1 attacking players. And what happened? One player, especially player. Okay?
Excuse me, Pedro, can you hear me?
Yes.
Just please with the videos, it's very hard to hear if you talk when the video is playing. So if you can turn the sound down on the video, if you need to talk while
Okay.
it's on, that would be very helpful.
Okay.
Thank you.
I put on silence. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Brief triple change analysis. Pros, and I think that triple change is better for you can use 3 specialist defense players. This is good, very good, because you can use 3 specialist defender players that can do a very good job in defense. These players anthropometrically are could be taller and stronger players. And talking about for dosage, this player is in a very good situation for this for dosage because they are only doing one work. They are defending and not attacking. Okay? I'm talking about the fast break. The option of the fast break first wave remains. Okay? But comes, and I think that is worse for offer more spaces for the opponent's fast break. It's normal because you are changing 3 specialist players, and for a while there is no defender on the court. Okay, then offer more spaces for the opponent's fast break. It reduces the number of players pressing on defensive return and facilitates the opponent's defensive organization. And talking about the fast break, the second wave option is practically lost. We can see in this image, it's taken for the previous video. In this image, we can see 3 players changing. The goalkeeper opponent is in possession of the ball, and the left wing is ready to receive the ball. And with 2 changes, double changes, you have here a support for the pass, okay? And nobody in this area, nobody on the 6-meter lines, and no goalkeeper. Then it produced an imbalanced zone, okay? No 3 players here and no players here, and we can see the situation in very matches, you know, and pressing reduction on defensive return, including the pass lines. It's impossible to defend this pass line with a triple change. Then, in my opinion, analyzing the last championships, like Kazan, Stella Blonki, and Qatar last October, we can conclude that many teams have given up the fast break. In relation to the aptitude and defensive anticipation that I was talking about, we have reactive defense with these defensive tactical means, mainly swing, defensive tilt, and defensive coverage. We can see in this video Spain wearing in white is doing a reactive defense, and Serbia wearing in red get a good attack option. We can see one more time. Clearly is a reactive defense. The active defense have an anticipation principle. First of all is defensive harassment, pressure on the player with the ball. In this video, you can see what I'm talking about. I will stop in the moment the harassment happens. Can you see? One more time. In this moment, it's like a jail, in this case to the specialist player, Look at this. And what happened? It's a problem for this player, for the specialist player. And there's a ball, and of course, fast break in first wave. Other principle is deter the passing of the ball, to dissuade and force to play to the other side. We can see. This player is dissuading all the time the pass. Look one more time. Can you see? Okay. And finally, the self-defense float. It's very similar to deter the passing of the ball because, you know, there are fewer players in beach handball. But it's not the same. Defensive float is the next. Now, look at this defender. Okay, it's floating in this area and attacking all the time to the specialist player. We will analyze this situation later. Then, what kind of defense is better? Reactive defense is based on these tactical means. Initial distribution of responsibility players, because you have 1 or 2 players per defender, because we have fewer players in defense normally. Defensive tilt or swing, defensive coverage, and very important to work defender and goalkeeper collaboration. These tactical means are basic and very important in defense. Okay? Active defense is critical to get success. But what happened? You must have high level fit condition if you want to keep a very good defense intensity, because average working time of the defense is about 15-25 seconds from my college, Morillo, in one study. Then you have to be an athlete with a great anaerobic capacity and power, aerobic capacity and power, legs strength and power, agility, and of course, a very good stretching capacity. Because the mainly tactical mean you will use is defensive float. What is defensive float? I'm talking about the change of a specific position and opponent with the intention of surprising and altering the rhythm of the game and uncoordinated attacking tactics by Anton 2002. This defensive float may include a rotation in defensive position as a result of a slip and coverage of the central defender usually. We can see in this image from a previous video. Player who floats and harases in yellow to the playmaker, especially in this case. Okay? Then this defender, depending on this on the characteristic and the situation, you can rotate and this defender go to the side or change to a 2-1 defensive system. What we are chasing with an active defense? We are chasing an increase the level of uncertainty and doubt in the attacker. Second, prevent the movement of the ball and limiting the attacker's displacement capacity when the ball bounce is very limited by the game surface. Everybody knows that we play in dry sand, and the bounce ball is very difficult. Okay? And divide the space to defend and reduce the court width to get the momentary situation of numerical equality of players in a certain zone. The same picture. In this moment, we get a momentary situation of equality because this player can play by a moment and is enough to get success in defense. And this central defender is ready to sleep and cover his partner, you know? I would like to show this video, and I have a lot very Argentina friends, but it's a clear example of what you can get using an active defense. It was the last Youth Olympic Games, and we needed to win the match to get our qualification to semifinal. We won the first set, and we were losing the second set. And happened this. In this moment, we were, in this moment, 6 points down, and maybe 2 minutes left for the final of the set. 4 points down, 4 points down. And you have to increase the defense intensity if you want a good result and win the set. We regain one ball and play quickly and fast. That moment, 2 points down, and change the defense. Look at the intensity activity of the players. One more goal, a ball regain. That moment the set was tied. Look at the defender activity. Maybe 15 seconds left. Tying out, and I think that only 4 or 5 seconds left, and we maintained the pressing and the active defense. When something is good, don't change, in my opinion. Okay, then in conclusion, double or triple defensive chain must be used depending on your team's characteristic, moment of the match, score, etc. But be consistent and think about pros and cons that we were talking about. With the triple chains, we lose the opportunity to carry out the second and third fast break wave because of the players' changes. Reactive and active defense complement themselves. Reactive tactical means are the basic for the active defense. The use of each one of them will depend on the opponent, match situation, needs, players' characteristics, etc. The best option, in my opinion, is to use both defenses because the same option for adapting to the opponent are still maintained and increase the uncertainty level of the opponent. And finally, my friends, think about this. It's very difficult to build a house of cards, and it's very easy to tear it down. Thanks for your attention, and remember, in defense, no risks, no reward, but always use your head. Okay? Thank you one more time.
I think you've explained everything very well, so we don't have any questions yet. So we can proceed with Mladen's part and then see if we have some questions at the end.
Okay. I'm going to share now the 11 slides presentation. Okay. Mladen, my friend, are you ready?
No, I will. Hello, Pedro. I will try to share my presentation, and
okay, perfect.
If it will not work, then we will try to.
I'm here. If you need something, tell me. Okay.
Okay. No problem.
Thank you, my friend.
So I will try it from my computer now.
Okay. Good luck.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. I hope that you are seeing this presentation now. Is it?
Yes, all fine.
So far, fine. Okay, great. Hello to everyone, and I would like to warmly welcome you on this first International Beach Handball Week that will be held in the next few days. And also, I'm really honored to be a part of it. So, as Pedro said, and my name is Mladen Paradzik, and I will talk today about the different strategies and attacking systems that are commonly used in beach handball nowadays. So in the introduction, I will just tell you a few words about the importance of development of different attacking strategies. And also I will mention few already published literature data regarding the attacking strategies that are known so far. In the main part, I will speak about different attacking strategies that were used, that were commonly used during the last two big world competitions held in Kazan. World Beach Handball Championships in 2018, and also as well in 2019 in World Beach Games that were held in Qatar. And at the end, I will just take few conclusions, or maybe take home messages, I would say, and that will be that will be planned for today's talk. So at the beginning, I just wanted to say how beach handball is well balanced and widespread sport discipline. On this slide, you can see medal holders from 2004 until 2018. Those medals were taken from the World Championships in men's senior category. As you can see here, we have participants and countries from 4 different continents, which just proves how beach handball is widespread discipline, and it is pretty balanced as well. Also, it is interesting to see, for example, in 2016 that first 3 places were taken by 3 different continents, which is, in my opinion, great thing for the future of this sport. And this balance I will mention also later, and the equality among the teams. But now first I will just tell you a few words about the history of attacking development, I would say. So we can monitor this attack development through history. by using the different quantitative and qualitative analysis made by different beach handball experts that were listed here. And for this presentation, I just took one parameter, that was average points per game. And those analyses were made after each European Championships from 2000 until today. So as you can see here, average points per game was constantly increasing until 2007 and 2009. So until the championships held in Rimini in Italy and Norway, Larvik. And after that, we have constant number, pretty much the same average points number per game. Meaning that in this case, we also can see that those average points per game from 2007 until today were parallelly developed by the different attacking and defending, of course, strategies. But Pedro already said something about defending strategies, so I will just mention that, for example, in 2009, first four-in line attacking strategy was introduced by Hungarian teams, and then after that, 2 or 3 years later, another attacking strategy became common in almost all top teams, such as playmaker and in the central position, while the specialist is on the left or right wing. And later, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, the four-in-line system was evolved from those 3 substitutions and the substitutions of attacking players and defending players, as Pedro already said. So those 3 substitutions also enabled further development of beach handball by fastening the game, and that enabled another attacking system that I will mention a little bit later. Another proof of equality among the teams was noticed by Zapardiel. Mr. Zapardiel had the great analysis after the European Championships held in 2017 in Zagreb, in Croatia, and he said that in order to reach the final result, small details became really important and decisive, meaning that from 49 matches that were played, 30 of them finished with after the shootout, meaning that more than 60% in men senior category ended, more than 60% of the games ended by the shootout. And in my opinion, this equality among the teams is a driving force of constant development of those attacking and defending strategies. 10 years, almost 10 years, 11 years ago, Mr. Kuburovic said that in order to be a champion team, you need to have the following characteristics: a good goalkeeper, specialist with powerful shot and fantastic assist capacity, tall pivot, a wing players that shoot period and jump high, a tall and fast defensive specialist in the middle, and 2 block-oriented wing defensive players. So when you look at this, it sounds like a really perfect team, but different and constant development of attacking strategies from this to 2009 and until today show that it is not necessarily required to have all of those characteristics in order to have the champion team, meaning that it is possible to adjust the needs and it is possible to adjust the attack strategies according to the players that you have, and which is also a great thing for the future development of beach handball. We can all agree that parts of the attack the attack starts with the goalkeeper throw, meaning that when the ball possession has been changed, that is we could say first part of the attack. Later on, during the first transmission of the ball, fast breaks could occur, and based on the number of the players that are participating in these fast breaks, we could defer individual fast breaks if only one person finish with scoring the goal. Then incomplete if two persons are participating, and complete meaning that all players are participating, but the opponent defense was not set. The third phase of the attack is attack when the opponent defense was set. And today I will talk about these different attack strategies. Of course, there are some small micro parts of each game, which I called here actions, meaning that maybe positioning at the beginning of each set or organizing the attack in the last 5 seconds. That is also part of the attack, but those micro parts and micro situations I didn't mention here. I was just concentrating on different attacking strategies. Now I just want to point that there are few papers that were already published related to attacking strategies. So if somebody wants to read further, I would suggest to read papers published by Murillo Barro in 2011 and by Mr. Tezcan after the analysis of World Beach Handball Championships held in Oman. Also, Mr. Tamas Neukum also prepared and presented the educational video with his colleagues in 2019, and where attacking strategies were really well described. Also, it is nice to see that in this presentation that how you can start with the training of particular strategies and basic movements for it. So I warmly suggest to check and watch this presentation as well. And in this presentation as well, Mr. Neukum said that coach's duty is to create the frame, while players are in charge to create the art. Those frames, I would say that those are our attacking strategies, and the players are in charge within these frames to create the art or scoring the attractive goal. In contribution to that, I would just to add that it is important to recognize the potential of each player and create a system, attacking system that fits the best to this player and to the whole team. So it is those two things makes the essence of attacking strategies, I would say. So after this introduction, I would start with the different attacking strategies that were commonly used during last 2 championships. I would begin with I would say the oldest attacking strategy called specialist in the middle, meaning that the key figure is positioned in the middle. Our specialist is in the middle, and that person needs to have shooting and great playmaking skills and capabilities. So if you are a pretty good shooter and have playmaker skills, it is pretty much obvious that you will be a good specialist. Except the specialist, which is as I said, key figure in this attacking strategy. The second important part is to have tall line player, tall pivot that can cover the attacking space inside 6 meters. If you have tall pivot with good spin shot and in-flight techniques, it is a good background for this kind of attacking strategy. As well, in this situation, wings need to have great coordination with the attacker, with the specialist, and also they need to know how to avoid the blocks and shoot next to the blocks. There are two different variants of this strategy, and both variants are highly dependent on the handedness of the pivot players and the specialists, meaning that, as you can see on this video, you have right-handed specialist. The pivot is also right-handed. It will not be seen here, but you can believe me. And then the specialist can attack this area next to the right wing, and then it frees space on the left. So it goes like this. Different variant could be that the specialist is left-handed player, then he would attack on this opposite side, but in that case, pivot should be left-handed, and it is not used so often because it is hard to find so many left-handed players in handball, as we all know. But my suggestion is if somebody has the opportunity and to work with a lot of left-handed players inside the team, that could be also nice advance. Because I remember one situation from 2006, Hungarian team had a great left-handed specialist, and that player was really complete enigma for the opposite teams, and at the end it was a really huge success and advantage for the Hungarian teams that won second place, I think, in that championships, mainly because of this attacking strategy. So my advice is, if you can, if the coach can combine with a lot of left-handed players, this is also an option for those kind of teams. Second most common option in the attacking strategy is when you have specialist on the left or on the right wing, and the key figure in that kind of strategy is the playmaker that can be closer to the right wing or closer to the left wing. If playmaker position is closer to the left wing, then we could say that it is a left playmaker, and if it is closer to the right wing, we could say we will call it right playmaker. And that is, as I said, variant used in almost all top teams, and it is suitable to cover if some of the wing positions are not efficient. Then you can put a specialist over there, and it should be okay. And also you can use it to slow down the tempo of the game and to change the rhythm of the game. While specialists in this kind of attacking strategy are mainly used to expand the defense and give more space to the playmaker and the pivot in the middle. Here I will just sum up with these two videos the different positions of the specialists. As you can see here, the specialist is on the opposite side of from the playmaker, and here it is a really nice example of movements of this playmaker position. The guy from Uruguay is really doing a great job here with a lot of feinting, and at the end just exploring the free space in front of him. In the second example, you can see here that the specialist is on the closer to the the specialist is closer to the playmaker position, and in this case you will see the movement of the defender, left defender, that needs to cover the specialist, and with this there is more space to the left side and the pivot. So that is the usage of this closer position with to the playmaker. Of course, two variants of this attacking strategy are used, and it is dependent mainly on the pivot's handedness and not on the playmaker's handedness. So if you have a right-handed pivot, you will put it on the left side, closer to the left wing, and and vice versa. Here we have this another situation where left playmaker plays together with left-handed player on pivot position, and here you can see how it looks like. So it is the same thing, and as I don't know if you have mentioned, if you have noticed, but this player is right-handed, so it's not the matter of handedness of playmakers in this case. Both sides are pretty much used, and usage of both variants could be just to adjust better to the opposite defensive systems and opponent players. Also, it is worth to know that if one playmaker position is not is good, for example, on the left side, doesn't mean that he will be great on the right side of this attacking strategy. So also my advice is for the coaches that they need to constantly try both sides and select the players that can play on both positions. And yeah, that is key, how to have both positions well explained. As well, this additional strategy that is not so often used is when you put the specialist on the pivot position. As I said, it is really not so often used, but it can be used in some situations. For example, if the pivot is dominant in the in-flights, but spin shot technique of this person is not so great, then compensation could be made on pivot position. Also, I will just mention one example from the game 2 years ago, when Croatia played against Iran, and Iran, after first tied set, they missed a few shots in the second period, and then they decided to try to go back with this attacking strategy, and it looked and it was successful, meaning that as you can see here, meaning that defense players unconsciously try to cover the specialist in the middle and giving the wings more space to score. So this was done a few times, and it was successful for them. So I just want to say that even though it is not so often, it can be used in some micro situations and could be used as a surprise strategy in order to change the rhythm of the game, for example. And at the end, I will just point that this attacking strategy that was, as I said earlier, introduced in 2009 by Hungarians, evolved by time when three changes became a standard part of the almost every team. So meaning that three defenders were substituted by three attackers in the attacking phase, which made the game faster. Also, that Pedro in the previous talk, Pedro said that fast breaks are dying out, so that there's no much left fast breaks. Maybe because of this evolution from complete fast breaks, because this foreign line system we could try to reach without having fast breaks, and just when you are done with three changes, for example. And the important thing in this situation is that in this strategy that you need to have fast and skillful players that are preferably use spin shot for the scoring the goal. And those players need to be skilled in feinting, meaning that they need to bypass the players by using 2 feet steps and jumps. So as you can see here, we can also distinguish two variants of this attacking strategy. First one is when the ball goes toward to the specialist. So meaning that first attacker is the wing, and then the ball is transmitted to the specialist, and it looks like this. So just left wing transmits the ball until the specialist scores. So that is the first option. And the second option is when you, and in my opinion, it is maybe even more natural version of attacking, since the transformation can be the transformation of the first attacker can be done. So this in this strategy, ball towards to the wing, this is the first attacker, and then this attacker become the pivot. So as you can see in this video here, so it is three substitutions were done. The complete defense was set, and now the action begins. So as you can see in this scenario, in this case, the specialist is not meant to be the realizator, the scorer. Instead of that, the specialist just serves as a to make the defense wider. And in this scenario, there are plenty of variants how you can finish this this attack. And the best thing of all is that you don't need to stop with foreign, and you don't need to continue with the foreign line system. After this action, you can, if it doesn't work, you can just calm down and set the attack again. So it is a nice option, additional option that was used by, in this case, by Brazilian team. So in order to conclude, I just wanted to say that nowadays each team needs to be pretty well equipped with a lot of strategies and variants in order to achieve their goals, because as Mr. Zapardiel says in one of his papers, small details are really important. And then you need to, as a coach, you need to pick the strategy based on the available players and the level of their skills. Of course, you need to find the best attacking position for each of the player. And also, while practicing, you need to pay attention to the details and proper parts of each game segment. And at the end, of course, the most important thing in all game, we need to stay healthy in order to make this happen, the whole beach handball. So at the end, I just wanted to thank to International Handball Federation for the opportunity to give this lecture, as well to Croatian Handball Federation and Academic Beach Handball Club Zagreb that enabled me to work in beach handball for last 15 years. And also I would like to thank to my colleagues from the national selection, as well as all the players from the national selection, that without whom I would not be able to talk today in front of you. So, and thank you for listening. And now if you will have some questions, please do. Thank you.
Okay, we do have a couple of questions. Okay, let's start. There's one that's specifically about attack, asking if somebody asked for some more clarification, I think, for ideas and strategies for when you are attacking with one player less or with any shortage. Can you give some general advice about this?
When you have one player less in the attack, then it is, of course, then it is a problem because you cannot use the advantage of one extra player that all attacks have. But in this position, it can be solved by the fast substitution, for example. So meaning that usually or sometimes different defending teams play really hard on those three players that are inside the court. But if you are moving so quickly, you can use the advantage of the fast substitution and then use this extra player that, for example, ran out in 6 meters. You can use advantage like this. And if not, then the only way is just to move a lot and try to score the goal as you can.
Okay, the next one is quite interesting, I think, for both of you. It's actually from one of your opponents, the captain of the Qatar national team. He talks about how they have come very close to the top in recent years. They have some bronze medals. They've reached semi-finals, but always been defeated. He wants to know from you, what do you think is missing? So I think this is a bit interesting. Without giving away your secrets, what do you see here that's interesting to talk about?
Pedro, do you want to answer first?
Yeah, I know that. I think that there is no secret. It's only, experience very important, very, very important. I so agree with a lot of things, Mladen. I so agree with sorry, but I need to say with the option, especially on the pivot position, it's a very good option. And about the question of this player, I think that experience is very important. How are we working? We are working. It's very important that the players be really participating in their decision. They must think about one situation with different skills and different options. This is, I think, the secret, because we are only coaches, but we are out of the court. We are on our side, but the players are inside the court, and they have to think all the time that they are playing, and it's very important to work in this way. There is no secret, I think. It's only you are talking about great specialist with throwing, very good throwing capacity, taller pivot, maybe more than 2 meters, and fantastic wings, right and left wing. If you have this thing, no problem. But if you have a medium thing, I think that you have to use all your power, your mental power, to get the best situation when you are training and when you are playing. I think that this is a secret. And planificate a lot of work, a lot of the skill where the players must to be thinking all the time. It's my opinion.
Yeah, and I would just add to this Pedro's words that small things and small details are really important. So when you practice, it is important to pay attention on really small details in almost every part of the game. And the second thing that could be important when we have, because at the top level and the World Beach Handball Championships, almost all teams can beat the other teams. So it is really highly balanced. So in this situation, maybe just the mentality of each player also takes this advantage. If you have a really strong mental player, then it is really easier to solve some difficult situations when the result is tied. So I would say this and small details, and that is maybe secret plus this what Pedro has said. Courtney, we cannot hear you. Sorry.
Sorry, I muted myself while you were talking. A more specific question. Somebody asked what you think about 2 pivots in attack, perhaps one as a specialist.
2 pivots in attack. This is for you, Mladen.
Yeah, okay, I will answer. I think that we already tried it on some of the practices, but it didn't work well. So because there was no enough ball flow, and it was not so easy to solve this problem. So I didn't mention it here because it was not used in those 2 last competitions. Somebody can try it. We did it, and it wasn't good for us. So maybe for somebody else will be okay, but no thanks.
I think this is not a good idea.
As well, but maybe somebody can try.
Sometimes for a surprise, But I think that is you need to have a good ball circulation,
and
it's very important.
And also there is a smaller part. You have only a small part where you can put the pivot. So if you put 2 pivot on they will be too close one to each other, and one player could solve this issue. So it's not so.
Maybe one of those pivot, movement maybe is possible, but
yeah,
for a surprise moment.
Okay. Okay. Somebody asked if you had to lose one attacking quality or one defensive quality, what is the least important thing? This is a difficult question.
Nice one. So if you can choose what you do not need to have inside the team, then you will not be able to reach the top level results probably, because all of the other teams will know the weakest chain in your weakest point in your chain, and then they will explore it. But if I would need to pick one, then I would pick, for example, one of the wings, because there is always a possibility to replace this wing position with the specialist, and on that way you can widen the defense, and then you can have the playmaker in the middle, and then you can solve this problem. And that is also the reason why I suggested during the when you have playmaker in the middle, that is a key figure in that kind of attacking strategy. Then you can compensate a weaker day by one or by left or right wing by putting the specialist on that position.
And Pedro, what can we do without in defense?
I a little lost because I was reading the message, and
there are a lot of questions coming now.
And the question was, no, because
somebody asked, what is the least important thing in defense? If there was one thing as a coach you can get rid of.
For example, we are talking about the importance of the anthropometrically. Here in Spain, we are now taller like some Croatian players, for example, or Brazilian players, or as players, pivots. How can you defend a pivot when your defender on the side maybe 1 meter and 90 centimeters, and the pivot is more than 2 meters and 10 centimeters? It's very difficult. That's why I was talking about active defense. You must to cut all the time the option, and you to the opponent, mainly to the specialist player, to the playmaker players, not necessarily the specialist player. You have to fill this player with a lot of doubt. Maybe this possibility increases your success in defense. When you have 3-4 players taller than 2 meters, it's easy to defend on the 6th line. When you haven't got these players and they are smaller than the opponents, you have to use your legs, has to use your heart, and has to use your brain to regain the ball as soon as possible. It's my opinion. It depends only with the you must to work with the players that you have. You have players with some characteristics, then use your knowledge to create a good team with their characteristics. Croatian, Brazilian, Spanish players are different, and a lot of countries have a very good national teams in beach handball with different characteristics.
So speaking of characteristics, somebody asked about the best attacking and defensive strategies if you have a shorter team. I think you've talked about the defense side of this with active defense, so maybe we can talk a bit more about attacking strategies for when you have a shorter team.
Yeah, I would like to point that this is the importance of this attacking strategy development for beach handball, that you don't need to be tall anymore in order to play beach handball. You don't need to be skillful in almost all the aspects in order to play beach handball. So as Pedro said, for example, Spanish guys are not so tall. Most of them are not so tall, but they are really skillful and they are fast. So for them, it is natural to play foreign line system where they can move quickly and be in the position to score the goal more easily. Also, as well, for example, the Greek team and the Portuguese team in men's senior category are not so tall, and they are doing the same way like a Spanish team. So it is the way each coach needs to recognize and be aware of the capabilities of their players. So if you have shorter players, you can reach the top level if those players are really skillful. And with 4-in-line system, you can do a lot of damage to almost all defense systems. So.
And I agree with
okay.
you.
We'll just do one last question. This is our end time, but we have a couple of people have asked about this, so let's see. Some people asked if you think that beach handball is developing more towards in-flight game versus spin shots.
Yes, I answer this question. I think that the best option is to use the flight, is to use the spin shot when you need, because sometimes we only use one of the possibilities of or spin shot or flight. For example, I recognize that here in Spain, we are working a lot with spin shot, and because we haven't got taller players on the wings, we are forgetting to use the flight. But I think that it's only a question of practice, and I would like to start with a good planification, working in flight and spin shot, because when you have a good baggage, it's better for your team.
And also, yeah, I would just add that in this situation, beach handball is not possible without doing the in-flights and the spin shots at the same time. Because if somebody said that it will go more in the in-flight direction, that means that the wing positions are useless in this situation, because they cannot create the position to score without by themselves, meaning that the rest of the defense will be concentrated on the rest of the players, and that is not good for the beach handball. Some theories were tried to introduce maybe 10 years ago when the rules were changed in order to have in-flights for 3 points.
3 points.
But that was not successful, because it just degraded the game, and it was abandoned. That idea was abandoned. My idea, and that is showing in the few of the I think Zapardiel as well is showing this in this publication, that in order to be a top team, you need to have more spin shots and in-flights, but top teams have in-flights more. So meaning that you need to be capable to do the spin shots and in-flights together, and that is the golden rule.
For example, for example, Deutschland with my friend Konrad Banza is doing a very good job with in-flight, playing with a lot of flight. It's amazing what he's doing with the Deutschland team. I love this kind of the way that they play beach handball.
All right, we will have to end there. Thank you very much, both of you. I hope you enjoyed. I hope everyone else enjoyed watching this lecture. So we'll say goodbye. We are, as mentioned earlier, we are back every day this week, all the way until Sunday. All of the rest of the lectures this week start at 2 p.m. Central European Summer Time. Tomorrow we are back, and this side we are focused on officiating, and this is about spectacular goals, the refereeing side of that. That is with IHF beach handball referees Martin Goma and Jochen Goma. So we'll see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Look forward to seeing you in person sometime around the court.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, everybody.